Hey, welcome back. We've got some pens here, and I haven't gotten to check out this pen maker yet, so I'm pretty stoked to see what's here in the bag. See if I can get into this without messing anything up. And hopefully not damage the stuff inside. It's packed in really tightly here. Yeah, looks like I may have scooted by without damaging anything. May need to take this one off the screen just because it feels like there's a potential receipt in there. But this is in from Modern Fuel, and they had a killer sale, and I had to jump on it. It was a Prime Day sale that they did direct on their website. Kind of like, hey, don't go to Amazon, come here. And yeah, I jumped on it. So I got two of the same pens, and then one of those, or two different pens, and two of them were the same. So one of them has an engraving on it. So I'm going to see if I can quickly check and see which one's the engraved one. I don't know if it's easy to see here, but let me go ahead and take a look, see what we think. Ooh, very nice, very nice. So what I immediately saw about these that attracted my eye was it reminded me a lot of like the V2, the older V2 Smooth Precision pens, and yeah, it's maybe even better than those old V2 in terms of the action. It's a little light, maybe, but you could always put in a stiffer spring. I don't know where the turn line is in this thing. It is very hard to see, if there at all. I don't know. Maybe this thing loads from the top and doesn't even have... I can't tell right now if there is a turn line. They've done an amazing job of hiding it. So that looks really good. That's just the stainless steel, which is really nice. Bolt action pen. Did have a little failed return there, but overall it's pretty good. You can get this without the full clip, by the way, just like a little bolt, and it costs even less. For this sale, they were throwing in the clip or something like that, so it was an insanely good deal. So let's get this guy over here. Just see really quickly. All right, this is the engraved one, and because it has something kind of personal on it, I'm just going to take it out of the way. I'll just say it looks nice. Looks like it's maybe lasered on there, but I'll double check. And then here's the other model. So we'll unbox this one on screen. Comes with a little replacement part there, like a tool, a spring, and a screw, which is really nice. That's a nice little benefit. And then this one is a like PVD bronze, and it's kind of hard to tell in this light. It's actually much more subtle than I was expecting. So I'd say like the cool thing about this design is it's very simple, very serviceable. The thing I don't love about it is when that goes down, you end up with kind of a hole in the top, and then you end up with a hole right there, which is just a little weird. You can kind of see the desk through it there. But it's not terrible. Like I was concerned it was going to be a little more, stand out a little more than it does. It doesn't feel bad. Where I think is an area for improvement for these is, and I'll have to go check the other one again, but on the top of this, it feels like it's a little machined down, but it's also a little bit sharp on the finger. It's not bad. Let's see, looks like there's something under here too. What do we have here? So we have info about how to service it, which is actually really nice, and a code there to point in the right direction. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. This is overall feeling good. Let me make sure I do this way. Just kind of keep things organized here. Assume this also has the same service stuff here. We'll get the pen over here, just so you can compare the colors. They're very similar. They're both stainless steel, but this one has like a, I think it was a PVD bronze on it. And then let me see what I think of the, yeah, they're just a little sharp on the top of the clip. The good thing is it gives you good traction. The negative thing is it's just not the best thing I've ever touched. Like, I would like a little something more touchable, user thumb friendly. At the top there, you're essentially putting your thumb down on a very thin piece of metal. It's totally usable. Not going to bother you. If you're going to fidget with it a lot, it might annoy you a little bit, but it's not a huge problem. And yeah, I guess this particular model must not have a removable tip. That, or I'm failing to grab it hard enough, but I think it's not a removable tip. It must just come apart back here and come all the way apart. Although it does have a tool there, I believe that is the same standard tool I use for my other pens. So let me just see, and maybe we can take it apart really quickly here and see what we think. Indeed it is. Love when people use standard sizes. So now this comes out of here somehow. It's very similar in design to the Smooth Precision Pens bolt, actually. So it gives you that nice look on the outside of the clip. And then this guy slides out. Interesting. That's an interesting little piece right there. Huh. And it looks like they're using a non-standard spring for that. And the cool thing about this design is it ends up being very simple. There's not much that can go wrong there. It's not the easiest thing to clean, but what are, right? At some point you're gonna have to draw a line somewhere along here if you're gonna do a two-part tip and body. I'm curious though if this can be swapped so that these can take other size refills. I don't really know much about these, so I couldn't say that or not, but obviously you're using a lot of space. This is almost like a spacer here. You would think they would go for like a G2 version of this or something as well. Very thin, light spring. Kind of curious about how it feels on tip wiggle and stuff, so let's try and reassemble this and see if I can get it right. The one drawback of this design is when you're working on these parts, you are going against the force of the spring. Not a huge deal. The spring doesn't exert a ton of force. So that should just slide in there pretty easily. There we go. Bring this set screw, which is, I believe, an 832 by, it's either 1/8 or 3/16. So it looks like it might be 3/16. It's a little bigger than the Smooth Precision Pens, which is a 1/8. I think that's it. So that's pretty sweet. If I can figure it out that quickly, it's a really good sign for how easy to service this pen is. Stainless steel, so it's got a little bit of heft to it, but in a good way. Like you can get a titanium version of this, but I don't know if I would do that, honestly. Kind of like this this version right here. 1.4 ounces, nice. And let's see if the coating adds a little something, 1.41, so yeah, adds a little bit there. These are made in Houston, Texas, from what I understand. I don't know if all parts are, but talked to one of the owners and really nice guy. And yeah, for US made at the price they're selling them for, I have to say this is one of the best values I've found in a pen in the market. I like it much more than the current tactile turn bolt pen, just smoother. Curious if we have, does have a tiny bit of tip wiggle there, so be aware of that. It's not terrible. The pen is totally silent. Let's double check both. Totally silent. Oh, found a little noise, but compared to most pens in this price range, it's very impressive. So yeah, pretty enthused about what we found here. I'd be really curious to see how this feels on a titanium, but I do really like the feel of the stainless steel as well. So it is a good day when we find a good pen made in USA and over delivers for its price. That has become pretty rare. So for a company that's not really targeting the EDC market, really like what I'm seeing here. And by that I mean that they've done a really good job of like just using typical social media type marketing and that kind of stuff. They sell these to more of the average consumer, not the typical EDC or collector consumer like myself. But yeah, I could see how they could definitely do that as well if they wanted to. They have quite a few other models. Feel free to check out their website. I think it's modernfuel.com. Let me see if I have info here. They have an inspected buy on here, by the way. It's kind of cool. Just flash that out here. And yeah, modernfuel.com. So all good. If you enjoyed the content, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.